Hey YouTube, wee update on the EB6 project. The strings arrived yesterday, so it's now strung. I'm not quite finished with it yet. I've not actually screwed the scratch plate on yet, so I'm hoping it's not going to rattle too much. I'm going to get the angle grinder out and I'm going to polish the edges of it. It's a little bit rough, but it's on. I made it so it was quite easy to take this off without having to adjust anything. The pickups are mounted straight onto the body. So now we've got 6 tuners, the same, or same ballpark, similar. These two are slightly different, but I mean, they're at first glance the same. I've veneered the headstock, connected it up. As I said previously, there was lots of holes here, so I've filled the holes in. We've now got a volume and a tone for the neck pickup, a volume and a tone for the bridge pickup, 3-way selector switch between them. This is a phase switch, which I think was a good idea when you hear it. And there were 2 outputs, because when I had built this before, I left, obviously this used to be an EBO, I left the original EBO pickup in the middle. So one of the reasons I didn't really like it, because it was incredibly loud, and the whole guitar's incredibly loud actually. So I made a new scratch plate. There's 2 outputs. It's got like a stereo special feature, which I will run through. So this is a 30-inch scale. So it's kind of like a Fender 6 or something. It's based on a Gibson EB6. I think they only made, I mentioned it in the first video, I think they've made 250 of them or something like that. So they're super mega rare and worth like $5 grand if you can actually find one. Fender 6 is tuned like a normal, like an octave lower than a guitar, so it's EADGBE. This is a baritone, which I believe is how it was meant to be tuned. There's no reason why you can put 6 EB6 Fender 6 strings on it. But when you've got when you're in baritone mode, it means you can play chords and they sound pretty good, which you can't do on a Fender 6, because once you get to a certain lowness, you'll know if you played the bass, you try and play a chord on the bass, it's kind of there. You can't just do a big tring on a Fender 6. Just something to do with string tension and thickness and frequency and all that. But so this is tuned to B. So it's B, E, A, D, F sharp, E, which is like just basically the whole thing. I think if you put a capo on the 5th, you've got like a standard tune, so it's basically just tuned down 5 frets. But that gives you all your open chord shapes. Although I'm playing a D shape, it's not a D I'm playing, I think it's a G. I've decided that an A is actually an E. That makes sense. Taking a wee bit to get used to playing it. It's kind of bizarre playing guitar on such a large scale. And then the G's just... Yep, so that's the bridge pickup, neck pickup. Both of them on. For some reason I just want to play open chords on it because it sounds meaty. And then as I said, I put a phase in. So about with the volume and tone. Get tones in the middle. I've been playing with a bit of distortion though. Go for the rat pedal. That was out of phase, so this is now both pickups in phase. I can get that neck pickup higher. Not really done with the fine tweaking yet. I was actually using the fuzz pedal when I messed with it. Fuzz pedal, which you decided to scream today. How's that? Left it in plugged in. What's going on? Alright. The lead wasn't quite plugged into it right. So going for this party trick, as I said, this was really just done because there were two output jacks from when I had a wire before. It never really worked before, but I think it was because I had put the earth wire into the bridge, but the wire must have been snapped in the middle. It was totally dead, not connected, so now I put another earth wire in, so now it is connected. So we've got the bridge pickup, like a normal Gibson, volume and tone, and the neck pickup, volume and tone. When I put the second lead in, which is going to the bass amp, yep, goes into the top of these two levers, and then you hit this switch here, and that now, this switch no longer does anything, so you've got volume, tone, bass amp, volume, tone, guitar amp for the bridge pickup. So if I go to just the bass, there, so there's now the bass pickup coming through the bass amp. Because I'm playing through a bass amp, I'm now playing it like a bass. I don't think you necessarily have to, but so you could use this for playing the bass in a band, just as long as you don't want to go as low as an E. You can only go down to a B, so you've got like 5 frets out or something like that. But the real trick comes in when you put the guitar on at the same time, and because you're boosting it, it seems to double the volume of the neck, but you have to turn the bass down that. Because this is really loud, we're going to turn the drums up quite a bit. Let's back up the guitar solo. stereos on the both pickups coming through this. Try pitch time on it, so it's going to last night I was watching a bit of, well, because of this, I was actually watching a bit of For a Few Dollars More. I couldn't find a fistful of dollars. A few months ago I watched the Good, the Bad and the Ugly on, I think it was Netflix, and I was just blown away about how totally awesome it was. And I'm aware there's 3 films. There's Good, Bad, the Ugly, Fistful of Dollars, and For a Few Dollars More. I found For a Few Dollars More on YouTube. I watched it last night and it was awesome. I can't remember what the tune goes like that one. The reason I was going for that is because I was messing about with putting on delay and reverb, and thinking you can kind of, you know, that. Maybe no distortion. Where did it go? I don't like delay or reverb. To be honest, I like fuzz. Back to stereo. I think someone like Jack White was just like playing on his own could do it. Never. Not really right, is it? how powerful it sounded having the bass and the guitar playing at the same time. I thought I was playing along with a loop, but I wasn't. Yeah, so interesting. I don't know if you're getting the full stereo field there. Maybe it doesn't sound that different when I turn on the bass amp, but it makes a huge difference. I'm standing here with the guitar coming through the laney there, and then, well, coming through the laney, coming through that speaker down there, and then the bass amp there. It's really thunderous. I'm looking forward to, I think I'm going to go down and see the drummer in Cranking House. He's got an amp that I want to demo, but we can't do it because of lockdown. Once that happens, I've got a feeling I might take this down, because I quite fancy having a jam with just a drummer and just this, and he's got a bass amp as well, so I could have like this, try his new guitar amp and the bass amp at the same time and just play some, I don't know, Sabbath or something. Sabbath might sound good. It'll be detuned. That's probably kind of works out well. Can't remember that bit. Yeah. I'm actually sitting there thinking, see the whole, obviously this is a baritone guitar, but no, that wasn't, I was thinking that'd be quite good for the Sabbath, because I'm using them with a after the end joke band. When you use a fuzz pedal, I'm kind of had to buy a special bass fuzz, or that's like a thing where you can mix the dry and the wet signals, because if you just stick a bass straight into a fuzz, you kind of lose all the low ends, whereas when I'm playing here, you've got all the low end. It's not an affected signal. The bass just sounds like a bass on its own. So it's like, it just so happens at the same time you can play the. Yeah, so I'm going to work on this tonight. I've not yet decided whether the scratch plate's staying the aluminium colour. I might paint it, but I don't know. See, the thing is, I kind of quite like it. And as I said before, I did have an Epiphone Gothic Extreme bass guitar years ago, and I was always disappointed that it had the checker plate, but it was actually plastic and not metal, whereas this is metal. I could shield it as well. Yeah, see, that's obviously rattling a little bit, so I need to put screws in it. But before that, I'm going to take it off, smooth the edges, and then probably leave it like this. I think it's got its sort of charm a little bit. One of the things I'm actually thinking, looking at, I know this is ridiculous, but if I paint this black, it's going to have two very obviously silver buttons on it, which are going to stick out, whereas this way it kind of sort of goes, the whole black and silver thing. I need to build a treble cover for it as well. I used a fancy big cap, whether that makes any difference or not, but it's quite neat wiring. It's nice having, because this is quite thin, or it seems to be quite thin, it's got quite a big area. There's hundreds of room between all the pots and stuff to actually make it work. I've just used the wee mini pots. These P90s, where I bought them from China, if I was going to put them in like a Buckfast caster or something like that. Doing my favourite trick about buying stuff from China. I'm assuming you can still get stuff from China. I'm not really sure what's going on with the chaos of, no, I don't want to just say racism, but Brexit. So the trick is you pre-order things that you don't need yet. You know, if you're sitting there going up here, oh, I really need a new volume control for my guitar, I'll just buy some from China. That's going to take months. So what you do is you think, maybe in the future I might need a new volume control for something, so you buy them and then you've got them in your... Normally then they only take a week. So that's what happened with these P90s. I wasn't waiting for them, they'd just been sitting in my box waiting for a project, and they were cheap. Something like a tenner for the pair. I think it was that cheap. And they sound really good. It's really, really loud. This guitar, or this guitar bass. That's coming through. Alright, okay. There's some leakage. Okay, there's not really. It's just a pseudo thinking it's coming through that. It's not. I just if I was thinking it does there. It shouldn't. Yeah. So interesting wiring. An interesting wiring thing. I think it might even actually be quite good just in a guitar. Never mind a bass. Maybe not having a guitar amp, but like if you, I suppose it's like you can do that with stereo effects. But it's the idea of having, rather than having your wet and dry signal, you can just actually have like the neck pickup coming through this amp and a different sound on the bridge pickup, and then mix between them will give you more of a spatially thing going on. Yeah, so that video was much longer than I expected to be, especially since this isn't the last video. There'll still be another one of these once I've nailed actually how to play something on it rather than just hitting it and seeing what happens. And I think I'll have to do a video comparing why you want, if you want to tune your bass 6 or your 6-string Fender, your bass 6 or your EB6 if you've got one, no one else has got one. So if you've got basically a Fender 6, whether you want to put baritone strings on it and then string it with the thin strings. These are 13s. I don't know what the packet is. There. 13 to 60 or something like that. 13 to 62s on this. Like a 10 in a packet or something like that. So they're not. Was it normal? They're normally 10 to 46 is normal, isn't it? I think 13s are kind of, they're big. I mean, I can still bend it just, but you saw me struggling a little bit with the bending. Well, you can bend them. I need to get used to playing the guitar. I do often play, play bass quite a lot. I play short scale bass quite a lot, but it's still, even going from the 25-inch to the 30-inch, it's kind of weird playing lead guitar. Like I'm alright, but on this platoon we're playing there, I was like playing anything on the bass. It's totally fine because I'm kind of used to playing lead guitar on a bass. So the bottom 4 strings are fine. It's when you get the top 2, it's like, oh, these aren't normally here. So which is better, having, as I said, they're doing a video against the Fender 6. I've got a Telecaster version of a Fender 6 that I made myself. Probably just about the same time as I made this originally. Which gives you the full low E. But you don't get the jangling chords. You can sort of play chords up here if you kind of play them like that, but you can't. Rock on, stay safe, have fun, see you later, bye bye.